Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail heroic. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False important news are new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a seaport planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That's easy. You're going to make a profit.
Look, these 3 words written larger than the rest. With a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird O' Prey 5 Qapla, and welcome to Twilight Zone Sunday for January 1st, 2023, the first day of the new year. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you all for showing up. Many of you were at DJ's stream last night, where we celebrated in the new year. Yes, even at the end, even though I was asleep, or almost asleep in bed with no clothes on, I was on the stream briefly. Those who wanted to get a treat at the gun show. Yeah, it's there. Welcome, Positive Candor. Qapla, good morning. Or
Qapla! Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. Richie Poole was first in the chat. Qapla, Richie says 1 VOC 2023. Qapla, Richie. 47 Yorktown says so 2023 will 2023 be aliens or zombies? Why not both? Richie Poole says robots and androids. That's what 2023 will bring. And LDG will be taken over by a hungry AI seeking sentience. Mike Richards says, and it will still be hungry. Oh, geez. Oh, boy. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Resolute Germ says, hello all. Hello, Resolute. Richie Poole lols. Mike Richards uses bird loves poker emojis. Chronos says, hello, scary door peeps. Qapla, Chronos. And Chronos asks, is bird still hung over? I didn't drink, Chronos, but I could tell you were. Mike Richards says, hail to Chronos, who says, hey to Mike Richards. And Chronos says, this is not Enterprise. No, Chronos. Enterprise is Wednesdays. Sundays is Twilight Zone. And then I'm sorry.
Resolute backstage, maybe?
Oh, yes. Welcome. Welcome, Resolute.
Oh, do you have a New Year's resolution, by the way?
Me? No,
Yeah,
I don't do New Year's resolutions.
How about Mama Pray? Does she?
No, nobody here does New Year's resolutions.
How you guys
All
doing?
right. Do you have a New Year's resolution? Positive?
No. No, I was just asking.
Oh, okay. No, I know I don't. Mom will pray. They asked the other day. She said she had none. So, yeah. Does anybody resolute? Do you have a New Year's resolution? For the
Nothing
neighbor?
legal.
Nothing legal. Well, okay. Well, moving on. Kronos, yes, Enterprise is Wednesdays. Sundays is Twilight Zone. And today is actually the season finale of season 1 of the 1985 Twilight Zone. We're watching episodes 23 and 24, 24 being the last episode.
So you gonna do a review of the Defiant being in Prodigy ever?
Not of the Defiant. I might do a review of the season, like just a kind of minor spoilers review of the season. I mean, the Defiant was only in it for like a total of 2 or 3 minutes. In fact, John DeMarco just put up a video of the Defiant, the scenes with the Defiant from the season. Why do you feel that there's something to justify the Defiant requiring some sort of review? I mean, it was the Defiant.
Oh, it's the Defiant, right?
It seemed like it.
Well, I had the registry of it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
We have no idea who was command, who was on it, what type of damage it might have.
Of course, they're not going to show that part, just like
Well,
they didn't show who was on the Enterprise either. But you know.
Right. So I mean, there's really not anything there to justify any kind of review in my opinion. But
All right, are you going to do a review of Pacifist Wharf?
if he shows up in Picard, I mean, I do plan on reviewing Picard when it comes out. So if Worf is indeed a pacifist, it will be part of the review. My guess is that it was set up for a joke, but we'll see. Richie Poole says, has Mamo Prey heard your voice yet? Meaning Kronos' voice. I don't know if she has, but I could call Kronos and Mamo Prey could always hear his voice.
He has never stage the live microphone.
No, well, last night on Deej's stream, Deej called him on speakerphone. So we all got to hear Kronos speak. So now I've talked to Kronos on the phone before, so I did hear his voice in the past. But that was the first time that it was publicly broadcast, and it's still available. For anyone seeking it, go to Deej's stream from yesterday, and you can find Kronos. Twice, I believe. Mike Richards says, greetings to John DeMarco. Yvette says, good evening, Bird, and everyone. Good evening, the lovely Yvette. Kronos' Bird of Prey is going to be late. No, I wasn't. 47 Yorktown says, Happy New Year, young sir. Happy New Year to you. Yes, Mama Pray.
Wish everyone a happy New Year from me.
Mama Pray wishes everyone a Happy New Year.
Health.
A happy and healthy New Year from Mama Pray, who is unfortunately suffering
So
from
do you play
head
the
cold.
Deadpool at all?
Do I what?
Play the Deadpool at all?
No.
Okay. Like who's going to die this year?
Yeah, no, I don't do that. And if I did, I wouldn't mind doing it. but not on a Twilight Zone stream. Kronos is the perfect day for the scary door. New Weird Year's Day. Kronos, I think you may have drank a little too much yesterday. I'm not sure. Where are we? John DeMarco says hello to Kronos. Kronos says the Krogan orphan miners celebrated even. They celebrated. They could hear the fireworks from their bunks. I am sure they all, congratulated themselves on another trip around the sun, at least as far as the planet goes. Richie Pools is bird with no clothes on. TMI bird, TMI. Well, it's what the people wanted, Richie. Kronos says, I would like alien, transformer, vampire, zombie, predators. Sure you would, Kronos. Also says, cheers, Professor Brainy Specs is Qapla. Birdo Prey, Qapla, Professor Brainy Specs. Mamo Prey was hilarious, says Kronos. Yes, Mamo Prey was on DJ's stream as well. No Mamo Prey tales right now, Kronos. Substance D says Qapla, Qapla, Substance D. Richie Poole says Sassy's New Year resolution is to get more cheese. That's probably true. It's okay, Mamo Prey. You don't have to apologize for coughing. Mamo Prey's got a head cold. Resolute Germ says hey to Kronos. Yvette says hey to the slug, meaning Kronos. Kronos is bird built the Defiant. He is good with math and engineering. Professor Brainy Specs puts in the link to the Birdo Prey 5 screening room. Thank you, Professor. That's the link where you can watch today's episodes live with us as we do the review, as we do the stream. Just click that link. If you're in a browser, if you're in a computer, it'll open in a separate tab. If you on a mobile device, please get a second device so you can watch the stream from that. Be starting in just a couple minutes. Kronos says, isn't Picard picking harp strings now? Well, that's true. The organic Captain Picard is dead. The Picard alive now is an organic android. Kronos says, hey to Mamo Prey. No more calling me, says Kronos. The Kronos has spoken, says Richie Poole. Kronos says he doesn't have to pick up the dang phone.
He wouldn't take a call from you?
Mamo Prey saying, you wouldn't take a call from Mamo Prey, Kronos? She's insulted. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, hey, everyone. Hello, Gorilla. I hope you're doing well. Where are we? Get better, Mamo Prey, says Kronos. Thank you, Kronos. Richie Poole says, yes, Kronos, I have seen the first 2 seasons. I assume that means of Picard. Words and Pictures is Qapla, Bird, and Mamo Prey. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Words and Pictures. Hope you're doing well. Kronos says, wow, the Krogan orphan miners have bunks. Of course they do. You make them sleep on the floor all the time. Richie Poole says, yes, on DJ's stream, so I hear. Haven't confirmed that for myself. Kronos says, I'm sure Bird crashed the first Defiant. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Bird, did you see my 5-minute video on my thoughts on Prodigy finale? I did not, Gorilla. I will keep an eye out. I will check again. Professor Brainy Specs' screening room link again. Thank you, Professor. Absolutely. Kronos says, I would take a phone call from Mamo Prey. She says, thank you. Pop Culture Curator says, hello, everyone. Qapla, Birdo Prey. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Pop Culture Curator. And, okay, cool. We are all caught up. And we're going to head over to the Birdo Prey 5 screening room. We are watching again The Twilight Zone 1985, Season 1, episodes 23 and 24. Episodes 23 has two stories called Shadow Play and Grace Note. And episode 24 also has two stories called A Day in Beaumont and The Last Offender of Camelot. I guess being New Year's Day, some of our regulars, like Mr. Londell, perhaps busy with other things. I hope he does get a chance to watch at some point. I know he really enjoys Twilight Zone. I hope he's having a good New Year's Day and he's not, he doesn't strike me as someone who overindulges. Hopefully he's all good. Arabic Sonder says Qapla, Qapla. Arabic Sonder, happy 2023. I don't think he's passed out, Kronos, although if he is, maybe he had a really good New Year's Eve. Either way, I hope he's enjoying himself. Professor Brainy Specs says, wait, Bird Prey, I thought you said the New Year's Day is tomorrow. Okay. Technically speaking, I did release a Kurogan executive order today, reminding Kurogans that officially in Kuroga, New Year's Day is now celebrated on January 2nd, thereby making New Year's Day for everybody else Kurogan's New Year's Eve. So you all get the day off and you get to, you're welcome. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, Qapla, Bird of Prey. I'm sorry, but I cannot view today because it's 75 degrees here at the ocean and margaritas are not going to drink themselves. Happy New Year to your family. Happy New Year, executive producer Saul Leibowitz. And Mom will pray, even in her sickened state this morning, opened the door, saw the sun, and made note that it was a nice day for January 1st. It was actually a beautiful day here in New York City in the 50s and sunny. Anyway, so heading to the screening room, and I'm going to count down and we will get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. And we have started. We have some stars. We have a window. We have the light from the window. We have a ball. We have an embryo, lightning, a spider, a carousel horse, a doll, a mask, a bomb, a window again, the man himself, and the Twilight Zone. Broadcast in stereo this time. Created by Rod Serling. Shadow Play. Starring Peter Coyote. The courtroom. Is this night court? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the remake of the original 1960s Twilight Zone. Guilty of murder in the first degree. You can't make him rise, Judge. You already sentenced him to being guilty. What does it matter? I have to stand. Steal a smooch from that woman. Be the last one you're going to have for a long time. Holy shit. He definitely should have stolen a kiss. Hang from the neck until dead. I feel like this is what LDG would do if he was ever convicted of murder. You're all me, and I'm all you. The hanging room? I thought only Kuroga had the hanging room. He should ask to speak to that guy's manager. The multi-gun man would like to speak to my supervisor. So I guess that's Mamo Prey. Hey, Bird, how's it going? Says the multi-gun man. It's going well, multi-gun man. Hope you are well. Is this the Kurogan Greed Mile? Says Kronos. It might be. Sounds like every New York City public school. It's painted dark green too. Literally sounds like every morning, except for the wood stairs. They're concrete. You forgot to say that you're lucky if it breaks your neck. It doesn't always break. Kronos, you really can't change your method of execution unless you can get a hold of like a gun, and then you can change it to them shooting you before they hang you. Multi-gun says, Kronos, this is the Bird of Prey 5 / Professor Brainy Specs Ignore Everyone YouTube channel. Kronos wants to be gassed and shot and hung and electrocuted at the same time. Sorry, Kronos. 3 at the most. Professor Brainy Specs says I'm going to punish him if he doesn't ignore people. And Kronos says Bird is as mean as an executioner. And Kronos says you can forget the wet sponge. By the way, wow. Wait, does this guy's wife know you're here?
If she was really interested in saving her client, she would have worn something a little lower cut.
You're right. It's an attractive coworker of yours. I was so happy to see her. She's what is she, a beagle?
I'm sure she is being watched. She's a good looking woman in the big city. She has at least one or two stalkers.
Well, she proved it to me. Oh, I mean the exact opposite. Time to buy a watch. This is like what I was doing when I was in the plane the other day. Bring her down here. Maybe I can wake her up. Oh, that is dark. Hashtag blame Matthew, says Mike Richards. Just like the Federation. Braille. Is that Brother Benny better start writing Deep Space Nine. He doesn't have a lot of time.
It's a shame. You should have listened to the priest.
I don't understand what the problem is, though. So he thinks if he doesn't get killed in his dream, then maybe he can wake up. But if he dies, it all starts over again.
Pretty much.
If they were a dream, though, why would they be scared of him dying? The best
they're
thing
not-
for them is he dies.
They're not exactly dreams. They're bit characters in his own little play.
Apparently, Professor.
It's not entirely a dream.
Multi-gunman asked, does any country or state still use hanging as a form of execution? I don't know. And there goes everybody.
It's still an
And the
option in a
cycle
couple
begins.
states.
It's an option in a couple of states?
Yeah.
Interesting.
If you can convince them that lethal injection, for some reason, you'd prefer to hang.
Maybe if you don't rise, you'll wake up. A multi-gunman says, according to Google, Iraq still uses hanging as a form of execution. And Chronos says, this is a Karogan loop.
Basically right, Kronos. No, they're all very real. They're all very dead, and they're all very guilty.
I don't think this story was worthy of being rebooted or whatever this treatment of it was
The
called.
Matrix Reloaded, right?
Yeah, it's one of the weaker ones they could have redone.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix Reloaded, basically. It's not as good as the original.
Oh. But essentially, they're all in hell. He's just the guy playing the starring role at the moment.
As good as explanation as any. The next episode is Grace Note, where opera singer Rosemary Miletti gains a glimpse of her future from with a wish from her dying sister. And then that would be the end of episode 23, which originally aired April 4th.
Whoa. Hey, did you know Barbara Walters died, man? Did you see that?
Yeah, that was like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Which was April 4th, 1986, this episode. Barbara Walters died just before Pope Benedict, who is not the current Pope. She doesn't strike me as a woman with much of an appetite. Does anyone still dream of being an opera singer? I mean, I guess it must happen, but Arabic Sander knew many aspiring opera singers in college. Yeah. Did you go to opera college? A few of them made it. Huh. She's using the force. Arabic Sander majored in music and violin is their instrument. Very cool, Arabic Sander. And Deej Odyssey's here. Says Happy New Year's to anyone I missed last night. Welcome to 2023, Deej. Deej had the definitive New Year's Eve stream last night. Of course, her name is Mary. I was going to say, Deej, this entire episode reminds me of the tennis ball video from your stream. And Deej says, and there will be, name that tune tonight if he can round up 2 more contestants. No cash? She had enough money in $1960 to pay him 1980 something rates. They don't look anything alike to me.
It's literally the same woman, Bird.
I get it, but they don't look anything alike to me. I mean, technically, the one on stage should have aged 20 more years. And yet she looks younger than the one in the audience.
Well, that's what half a pound of makeup will do for you.
Thank you for your calculations for time warp. Yeah. I don't know what's worse, opera or a Twilight Zone about opera. I get there's opera fans out there somewhere.
Theoretically.
Yeah, in theory. In theory, there are people who pay for OnlyFans accounts to see the feet of YouTube creators, in theory. But yeah, I'm not one of them. Well, we're coming up on the season finale. Hopefully, possibly, will be better than this previous episode. Story number 58 of the season, and second from the last on this final episode, is a day in Beaumont. After witnessing the landing of a flying saucer, a young couple find themselves in the midst of an alien invasion. So that sounds promising.
Yeah.
And the final episode today, the final story is The Last Defender of Camelot, which takes place in modern day England. The last of King Arthur's knights teams with Morgan Le Fay to stop the return of Merlin. But on to the UFO invasion first, or an alien invasion, technically speaking. In Beaumont. 1955, Marty McFly is landing No, that's not a DeLorean. Great Scott.
Well, DeLorean or UFO, his insurance rates just doubled.
You can still use the time your watch stopped as a pretty good estimate for the time it appeared, especially if you think that it had something to do with stopping your watch. Luckily, there's a road that just happens to go in the exact direction of the crash. Nothing on Earth. He's heard every sound made on Earth, and he can 100% affirm that this was no earthly sound. Yes, this seems safe. Let's get closer to the glowing orange object. They just fucked up. It looked like ants. Professor Brainy Speck says that's no UFO. Swamp gas from a weather balloon was trapped in a thermal pocket and refracted the light from Venus. Son of a bitch. What made all these claw marks on the car? Oh, that was Bigfoot. Damn, they're bad shots for futuristic aliens. The army.
Ain't better off if they don't believe you.
Officer, call the National Guard. Willoughby. Have you been smoking weed, sir? Moxley fan, Qapla Moxley. Happy New Year. That guy's an alien. He's hiding a third eye. They did this in the 60s. He's from Mars. The other guys are from Venus. They're all aliens. Son of a bitch. Bet that woman's an alien too. All these guys, they're aliens. In fact, the entire Earth is full of aliens except the one guy. It's the Twilight Zone. And he's not even real. He's a dream. Professor Brainy Specs, another conspiracy theory thought up by Cinnabon. How do you know my name? Funny thing is, she is your grandmother. Random telephone along the road in a wooden box. Yeah, we'll try again later. You didn't even have the common decency to hang up the phone. Professor Brainy Speck says it sounds like the original Lost in Space music. Oh, they can't take your love away from them. Pop's Diner. Bob is the guy behind it all. It's always the diner. In all honesty, that's what the UFOs from my dream looked like. But there were dozens of them, hundreds. They filled the sky. You're going to take your females to mate with. The Klingon shock troops are coming. He did run that stop sign, Professor. Remember to ticket him when he gets back. I knew it. She was an alien too. Oh my God, it's got tusks. It got tusks. That was just under the mask. I wonder if the ant boobs are real. Deed says yes, he felt them and they were real. The Twilight Zone tried to warn us. We didn't listen. Everybody out there is an alien.
Not really ending the season on a high note, are they?
We're not even on Earth.
Yeah. Altair 4. Right?
I guess.
Well,
At least they went on to name their planet correctly, being the fourth from the sun, obviously, of Altair, and not give it an actual singular name like Earth. And we should be Sol 3.
Earth definitely sounds like an alien name, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we should be Sol 3. And even that is kind of a cop out to use Sol as our name of our solar system. The last defender of Camelot. I have no expectations. Professor Brainy Specs' bird, I thought it was Karoga 3. Now, if we want to rename the sun to Karoga, I'm okay with that. London, 1986. In other words, current day. Look at those gangs. Why are you going on a trip? Holiday in Cornwall. Why I'm going with you, are you, Governor? I've got the big stick. I've got a knife. Why not to hurt him? Don't hit me with your cane. What the fuck? You're giving up everything? He doesn't even have a knife or a gun. A goddamn stick? You're giving up all your secrets for a fucking stick? Oh my God. You're the worst criminal ever. Losers. Is that Marina Sirtis? Believe in Harry Potter. Morgan Le Fay. It seems like that's supposed to mean something. Words and pictures is that's Jenny Gutter or Gutter. I don't know who that is. From Logan's Run. Okay. I heard it, Professor, but I'm not going to go down that road. I don't know. According to Stargate SG-1, Merlin was a good guy. I'm inclined to believe it. He sounds very Klingon. Mike Richards is only the real Merlin can pull a rabbit out of his ass. Actually, I bet there's people who can do that. Not pleasant, but it can be done. Is that Chewbacca? No, a knife. Yes, Arabic, it's Merlin from King Arthur, from Camelot. He sounds like Core. Springtime says we're hearing rumors that Professor Brainy Specs is using clones of Elvis to feed Bird of Prey 5 slave orphans and not the other orphans they had originally agreed. John DeMarco says, I thought the actors sounded familiar. Merlin was Picard's old professor, and Lancelot was the guy who reignited the sun in DS9. Picard's old professor. Oh yeah, the guy who brought the statue or whatever from the old civilization on the Enterprise. The relic, a relic. And then he went on that mission and found the preservers or whatever they were. Cedars. That's a good ear, John. Springtime, says Bird. When will you be crazy enough to do a Transformers marathon? And will you do it solo or with a panel? Well, I'll be honest, I really don't see myself doing a Transformers marathon. We already watched Transformers, the movie, the 1986 movie. If we were to watch the more modern Transformer movies, I guess I would do it with a panel. As the original Transformers cartoon, I just don't see that happening. I mean, I enjoyed them as a kid, but I really couldn't get into them when I tried to rewatch them as an adult. Deeds' Bird would need a panel. He would fall asleep during those movies. Oh, I honestly probably would, because frankly, I think the movies are just freaking boring. I mean,
You
except for
wouldn't be the only one
Bumblebee,
falling asleep.
the Michael Bay movies, they were not particularly good. I've started thinking about what will replace Twilight Zone, since season 2 is relatively short. And well, season 3, though, is pretty long. They'll even out to 2 average length seasons, I guess. But I've got an idea, but frankly, I know it's not going to be popular. So I'm still thinking. I kind of want something a little bit more sci-fi than what I'm thinking of right now. But we'll see.
What are you thinking of right now?
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to give it away just yet.
DJ has a good idea for you. You could definitely do the original Quantum Leap. You just have to skip season 5. Season 5 is awful.
What season?
The last season of the original Quantum Leap.
Oh, Quantum Leap. No, I wasn't thinking that. But that's a possibility. Springtime says, how about a joint venture with Professor Brainy Specs and research the secret right-wing messages in Sex and the City? Yeah, I'll think about it. And no, Deej, not the greatest American hero. I'm saving that for you. No, not Doctor Who. And John DeMarco says he chose poorly. Yes. How about Flipper? You know, it's not Flipper Springtime, and it's not Lassie, and there's no animal involved, but it's close. Oh, she's magic, she is. Like Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
That is in no way a painting. Words and Pictures is much against popular opinion. I like them. First, Dream Loop for the drama. Second, opera time travel was a sweet tale. Third, Ant Aliens comedy script and hammy overacting. And fourth, Jenny or Gutter childhood crush. But I'm on a single malt, and that probably helps. Deej says Babylon 5 should be it. And there was no Battlestar Galactica 1985. Only the follow-up Galactica 80. Springtime says Deej, do better Battlestar Galactica 1980 with Berto Prey and be brave, Berto Prey. 5, be brave. Deej says he doesn't mind Galactica 80, and he has it. So, that brings us to the conclusion of season 1 of the Twilight Zone 1985 revival, which ended, of course, on April 11th, 1986. Next week, we will go on to season 2, which begins September 1986 with the Once and Future King and a Sorcerer of Lionesses for the first episode, and What Are Friends For and Aquavita for the second episode. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure if those are hour-long episodes, so we might be doing 2 episodes or 3 episodes. I'm not sure. I have to check on that. But we're going to keep somewhere between 90 minutes.
It was after episode
season
28. No, it's during season 2. So after the first 4 episodes are hour long. After that, they reduced them to 30 minutes.
Oh, really? Middle of the season.
Well, even before the middle of the season, they reduced it to 30 minutes. So starting with episode 5, or story 5.
Not the absolute middle of the season, but mid-season. I mean, they change it up during the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
they changed it up to shorten it to 30 minutes. So yeah, it doesn't take long. And the first one that they reduced to 30 minutes was by some guy named George R.R. Martin, if that name rings a bell to someone.
That guy, George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, he did a bunch of them, starting with episode.
He likes to start stories but never finish them.
Yeah, but he also
see that.
He also
Toys.
He also did the first one of season 2. He did the first story and then the first one where they reduced it to 30 minutes. And then, of course, J. Michael Straczynski of Babylon 5, he did episode 2, or What Are Friends For? He did that one. And one is the After Hours is based on a teleplay by Rod Serling. That's episode 4. So yeah, they're and then I think there's more Star Trek actors, if I'm right, in season 2.
I would believe you. You seem to be very full of Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah, Terry Farrell. Yeah, Terry Farrell was in the remake of the one with the mannequins for the remake.
Terry Farrell. Nice.
Yeah, Terry Farrell. You know, Jed
Zia Dax.
Yeah, she's in the remake of The After Hours, which is the Rod Serling remake. So that's episode 4. So yeah, that'll be pretty quick.
2 weeks from now.
So yeah, Terry Farrell is pretty early. Elvis Presley is in, or at least an Elvis impersonator is in the very first episode.
Very cool.
So yeah, we got some pretty good famous people coming up.
And heads up from Professor Brainy Specs, anyone who's interested, who knows who will be starting momentarily. And the link to the channel, that's of course from a Question a Trek channel. Instead of doing Star Trek, they are doing Doctor Who again. And so it's not my cup of tea, but I know many of you guys out there, Doctor Who fans, if you're at all interested, please click on that link and join Professor Brainy Specs along with their team there to do Who Knows Who game show on Doctor Who. You're welcome, Professor, and I hope it goes well. And thank you, Positive Candor, for all that heads up on an exciting season 2 coming up of Twilight Zone. Can't wait to see a young Terry Farrell in episode 4. That'll be exciting. Resolute, anything you want to say before?
Yeah, great being up here, and hopefully season 2 is a little bit better than season 1.
I hope so too. You have anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons, 8 a.m., and more cartoon content coming out in the new year.
Very cool. Positive Candor, anything you'd like to add?
No, that's all. Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year. LDG says thanks all, and guys, you can always, if you like to hear me and LDG yell and bitch about math probability or things of that nature, head over to the underground at freethenet.org/underground. And yeah, things of that nature take place there. Sometimes you'll just be watching a movie or a TV show, or somebody will come around with a cool video to show us all, or we'll get firsthand recall of LDG explaining why he let a stranger into his house for 20 minutes, things like that. So it gives us all something to do when no one else is streaming. And it's also a good way to know when other people are streaming, because he's pretty good about letting us know when that happens. Mike Richards says farewell from Columbus, Ohio. Farewell, Mike Richards. Words and Pictures says thanks, Bird. I had fun, as did I. Thank you guys all for coming. 47 Yorktown says season 2, Electric Boogaloo. And John DeMarco says, have a good day, all. Have a good day, John. Spike, hey, Spike, says we should watch Mobile Suit Gundam. Mobile Suit Gundam?
Yeah,
either
it's
way.
an anime.
Yeah. I'm not an anime guy, but I hope I understand those who enjoy it. Deej says farewell to his package. I am sorry your package died, Deej. I assume it was some
Did you ever get Yosef's package, by the way?
I assume it was some type of farming accident
Huh?
on Deej's package. Yes and no.
Oh boy.
Resent the package, and that one I got. The original package is still forever lost. I believe it's on its way back to Amazon, but it never really got, there was no confirmation it was ever received. And the post office stopped sending updates 3 or 4 days ago. The last update they sent was the 28th of December. And now it's just says exception.
So that package is forever in the future.
I suppose. I suppose it is. So anyway, with that, thank you all. Qapla and Bird and panel out.